produced farm radio show with agricultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his farm show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly cloudy good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Matthew Lester. A busy day. Unfortunately, we're going to be looking at a whole lot more in the way of cloud cover than we are sunshine, although some spots in the state right now are looking at mostly sunny skies, but you got to go to the west or you got to go to the north. Upper Peninsula, we've got sunny skies at all of the locations there. Temperatures ranging from 37 degrees up to about 46. Not too uncommon in the Lower Peninsula. We don't have too many 50s around. Matthew, taking a look at the thermometer, what do we have here?
Currently, over at the airport, it's cloudy at 49. Over in Midland, it's cloudy at 47. Here, Radio Center, it's cloudy at 48. We have northeast winds at 13 miles per hour, and our pressure's at 30.13, and it's steady.
Hotspot in the Lower Peninsula right now is Adrian. They're looking at 57 degrees. Detroit's coming in at 56, and both of them are reporting mostly sunny skies. Pontiac is looking at sunshine. They're currently at 50. Then you go over on the west side of the state, like we mentioned. We're talking Benton Harbor, Holland, Kalamazoo, Muskegon, South Haven, all of them looking at temperatures in the 50s and partly to mostly sunny skies. Beaver Island, a little bit further to the north, is reporting sunshine, and Harbor Springs right now is looking at sunny skies as well. Sunshine is not really playing a role as far as our temperatures go, though. It is just flat out chilly. Barometric pressure all across the state is in the 30-point category, which means we do have a high pressure system almost right over top of us. And as a result, it is generating some chilly temperatures. It's pulling it down from Canada, and it looks as though it's not really going to go away anytime soon. We do have a northeast breeze, which again, because of that clockwise circulation of the high pressure up north, that's the reason why we're getting the cold air. It's also going to be keeping a couple of major weather generators away from us. We're looking at not too much in the way of precipitation today and tomorrow. The best chance is going to be on Wednesday night, and Thursday, and possibly running into Friday, but not a whole lot of precipitation associated with it because that high pressure is not really going to go anywhere. The low that's generating all of this is going to be taking up residence over Kansas. It'll be moving into northern Missouri by tomorrow, and then it's going to move into Indiana and then go to the southeast and wind up over Virginia as we move into the middle part of the week and toward the tail end of the week. So the precipitation pattern is going to be staying, for the most part, away from us. The heaviest amount of rain will be in the Ohio River Basin, the Tennessee Valley, and then eventually into the mid-Atlantic states and up the New England coast. So what are we looking at? Not a whole lot of precipitation, but a whole lot of chilly temperatures. We should be at 69, 70 degrees for this time of the year. We're going to struggle to hit 70. My guess is it'll probably take either Sunday or Monday of Memorial Day holiday before we begin to see that. Now, we will see some sun. It's going to be a little bit later on this afternoon. If we do get the sun, we'll warm up to about 58 degrees. That's what it looks like as of right now. Unfortunately, we're going to have that northeast wind to contend with. It's northeasterly at 13. It'll be gusting up to 25 a little bit later on this afternoon, so it's going to feel chilly. Tonight, a few clouds around, especially overnight. 39 is how cool it's going to get. But again, it's 39, not 32. So fortunately, all that work that you put in last week in the warm temperatures and over the weekend, whether you were planting in the field or planting in the backyard, shouldn't have to worry too much about any freezing temperatures. But it is going to be clear, maybe a cloud here and there. Now, tomorrow we're going to start off with some sun. 60 degrees is our projected high, but as we go into the afternoon, the clouds are going to be moving in. That low pressure system that is going to be moving into Indiana is the reason why the cloud cover will begin to thicken up. 60 for a high and 46 for a low tomorrow night. We're going to have an east wind to contend with, gusting up to 30 miles per hour. And then the shower activity will move in late Tuesday night. My guess is after midnight is going to be the best chance of seeing any showers around. 46 for that low. Still going to have an east and a northeast wind. It's going to back off just a little bit, but not much. It'll gust to 20 miles per hour on Tuesday night and early Wednesday morning with that threat of some showers. Now, Wednesday, cloudy, showers, spotty showers at best. The best chance of seeing showers over a broader area will be on Wednesday morning. That coverage area will be decreasing as we go through the day on Wednesday. Temperatures, 56 for a high, 45 for a low on Wednesday night. Thursday, we're still going to have some chilly temperatures, 58 for a high, still a chance of seeing some precipitation. It looks as though the best chance of seeing rain on Thursday will be in the eastern half of the lower peninsula. Thursday night, still some showers around, but the opportunity for any shower activity will really taper off by Thursday night. Now, Friday, we're still going to have clouds, 60 degrees for a high, so a little bit better, but not much. Still a threat of some showers around. Shower activity, though, will taper off as we go in through the day on Friday. By Friday night, very little of any chance of precipitation, 42 for a low on Friday night. Then to start off the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies. Temperatures in the mid to upper 60s as we go through the Saturday-Sunday period. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a 70 degree on Sunday, and I think the chances of seeing 70 degrees is going to be a whole lot better come Monday. Record high in the state, 93, set back in 1998. The record low, 30, set in 2002. A year ago, we weren't setting the world on fire either, but at least we were closer to normal. 65 was our high a year ago. Today, 42 was a low and a trace of some precipitation. Speaking of precipitation, yesterday was a record breaker and also one of the worst days for water in Michigan. I'm sure a lot of you recall, and many of you have heard, that back in 2020 on May the 18th, we had in some cases more than 5, almost 6 inches of rain, and the dams ruptured over at Sanford Lake, and we had quite a bit of flooding all the way through Flint, or I should say through Midland, and then into Saginaw. And the Flint River was backing up also in the Flint River, but not as bad, obviously, as what it was in Tittabawassee and in Saginaw. Now, the most precipitation that we have seen on this date is nothing compared to the 3.12 inches that we saw in Saginaw at MBS International Airport on the 18th. Now, the warmest ever, 1998. 93 was our high, 66 was our low. The coldest ever, you got to go back to 1924, 101 years ago today. Our high was 39 and our low was 35. And then coming up the next day, on the 20th, we had a half inch of snow. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Matthew, standing by. Who do we have?
Up next, we have Cody Harris from Star of the West, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
Well, before we get to them, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Rummel Insurance Agency. You know, they understand the risks that you face as a Michigan farm and agribusiness owner. They also know that every farm needs, they have needs, just like the crops in the field. They vary. They know you're more than a number. You're a family. You have goals, streams, future looking, well, in most cases, pretty good. Unfortunately, not so good sometimes. But they want to get to know you, and they want to get to know the problems that you have. And they also want to know what makes you tick. One-on-one is what it's all about when you work with the folks at the Rummel Agency to get the right farm insurance protection that you need. See them today. Visit them, call them, stop by in Frankenmuth, Saginaw, and Caro, the Rummel Insurance Agency. Cody Harris joining us right now from Star of the West. Cody, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How you doing today?
Hey, we're doing great, Cody. What's going on?
Well, we got a good start to the week here this week as far as commodities are concerned. We may have pulled off some of the highs that we set earlier this morning, but it's nice to see green across the board here, Terry. That's for sure.
Well, they knew you were coming, so they decided you deserve it.
It doesn't happen very often. But
I was going to say you've had to deal with a lot of short straws.
Well, oh yes, like I said, we'll take it every day we can for sure.
Reason why the markets are doing what they're doing, Cody?
Well, I would say kind of overall right now, the U.S. dollar index kind of taking a little bit of a hit this morning, kind of down nearly a full point last time I checked, and that's definitely given the grain markets a boost. Also, we got some trade talks that are going on in Washington. I think I saw that India has reported to have a trade representative in Washington, D.C. this week to discuss a trade deal. We got several other nations that are reportedly negotiating as well. Also, there's a little news that U.S.-China trade talks are reported to be advancing. So looking at all this, it seems like that's kind of injecting a light kind of across the board into all the markets. And then more or less out of kind of what's going around maybe here in the U.S., a lot of just watching weather. As far as wheat's concerned, wheat was the big mover here this morning, kind of backed off the highs, but talking to a few guys, it seems like there may be some potential quality implications from kind of there's stripe rust that's kind of widely prevalent in the Kansas wheat crop. Also, we're seeing that there's going to be a lot of wet weather over the next kind of 10 to 14 days coming through the Corn Belt. Some guys kind of in the down south, kind of that southern Ohio, Kansas, they're seeing a little more rain than expected, so there might be a little bit of a exacerbated scabrous disease issue going on down there. So the market's kind of keeping an eye on that. And then kind of looking South America-wise, watching weather down there, and they're getting a bunch of rain as well. I think they got 6 to 10 inches of rain over the weekend, which could have some quality issues on. I think they got about 50% of their soybeans unharvested, so we're seeing soybeans kind of benefit from that here today. But overall, kind of got a mixed bag, but it all seems beneficial for commodities.
That's a lot of water.
That's a lot of water.
Wow.
They have it, I can tell you that.
So right now on the board, what do you have, Cody?
Yeah, right here at the moment, we got cash wheat. That's up for $5.14 on the white, $4.39 on the red. New crop wheat, that's also up for $5.29 on the white, $4.44 on the red. Looking over at corn, cash corn's up 3 at $3.82. New crop corn up 4 at $3.75. And then looking over at soybeans, cash soybeans are up a penny at $9.71. And new crop soybeans are up 2 at $9.58.
You have a great day, Cody.
You as well. Thank you, guys.
You betcha. Cody Harris over at Star of the West. A little bit more in depth as far as what the markets are doing. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining us to take a look not only at the ag futures, but some of the other related issues traded in Chicago. Market report brought to you by Thumb Bank, working with agriculture since 1895. You know, they can keep up to date with those industry trends and the changes and how they affect your farming location and operation. Thumb Bank now in Freeland, 13 locations across the Thumb and the Great Lakes Bay. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. And by CMR Tractors in Millington. Stop in today and see Bob and his line of Coyotes with financing rates 0% up to 84 months, or cash rebates are available as well. CMR Tractors in Millington. Remember, that's the only Coyote you're going to want to see crossing your field. Doug Klein, hope you had a nice weekend.
I did. How about you?
Sure did. Got a lot of work done. Brought out the jacket.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Jacket, long johns.
You got that right, but work has got to get done, right? Yeah. So what's going on in Chicago?
Well, we had the big debt downgrade. That was the big elephant in the room today. It kind of shocked the markets, the stock markets a little bit this morning, but it's come all back. They spiked interest rates on that downgrade, and so treasuries were taking a hit too. Like I said, they kind of so far at this point are taking it in stride. Now, precious metals are still solid today. Gold's up 1.5%, copper's up 1.5%, so that's holding. But other than that, we're just kind of holding out for tomorrow, I guess. So here's your numbers. The July corn is 445 and a quarter, up 1 3/4. December corn 438, up 2.5. July soybeans 1049, down a penny. November soybeans 1036 and 3/4, up 1 1/4. July wheat is 527 and a half, up 2.5, and December wheat is 563 and a quarter, up also 2.5. The crude oil $62, up a nickel. Heating oil is $213.76, up down 0.3 of a penny. Gasoline $213.32, down 0.8 of a penny. Natural gas taking a little bit of a knock in the head, just probably because air conditioning got shut off this weekend completely. So the natural gas is $3.50 a gallon. That's down 19.5 cents. I should say it's down. It's per million BTUs, not a gallon. Over to the currencies. Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar buys $1.3922 Canadian. That's down by 43 ticks. The dollar buys 144.90 yen. That's down by 72 ticks. The euro's at 112.51. That's up 88 ticks. And the dollar's at 100.27, down 82 ticks. Gold is at $32.36, up $48.80. Silver's $32.37, up 15.5 cents. Platinum's $1,000.90, up $10.10. Copper's at $466.5. That's up 7.25 cents.
Okay. What did you say wholesale gas was?
Sitting right at $2.13.
$2.13. So figure in the taxes, and what should it be at the pump?
Shouldn't be much over $2.78.
Yep. I think they're getting ready for Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, yeah.
I think they've been getting ready for Memorial Day weekend for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Doug, you have a good one. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.
Yep.
Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Ed Raymond and Sons, quality clothing and shoes since 1919. Carhartts, Red Wing shoes and boots, Stormy Cromer accessories, and a whole lot more. You won't believe what they've got in that store. Check them out. 151 West Broad Street in Chesaning. They're open 7 days. Check them out at edraymond's.com. Market Report and Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Michigan Truck Spring of Saginaw, your complete parts and service headquarters for light, medium, heavy-duty trucks and trailers, as well as buses and recreational vehicles. Quality parts, quality service, competitive prices, very competitive prices for well over 45 years. 800-358-4751 or buy online at truckspring.com. And don't forget that service bay, they're open Monday through Friday till 11 p.m. Before we get to Kevin Messing, I want to say good morning and nice to have you on board, Lakin Dura. So, Lakin, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well.
Lakin is going to be joining us for the next few months. She is interning here at WSGW. She'll be working with me on the farm program. So, if you get a call from Lakin Dura, so be nice, okay?
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, Terry.
It's going to be something neat, a learning experience for all of us here at WSGW. She's also going to be working in the news department. She'll have a number of other duties to take care of. And of course, she'll be joining me quite a bit as we tour the fairs and festivals and all the different activities going on that we cover over the summer. So, Lakin Du Russell, thank you so much for being a part, and look forward to working with you here for the next few months before you have to go back to school. Where are you going to school?
I'm going back to school. I'll be a senior at Michigan State University in the fall.
Go green.
Go white.
There you go. Lakin, thank you very much. Let's find out what's going on with the sugar beet industry right now. Kevin Messing is joining me this morning. Kevin's report brought to you by Foster Blue Water Oil and Blue Flame Propane. You know, Kevin, last week you were telling me that close to 100% of the beets were in. You were right. I mean, there weren't too many sugar beets that had to be planted, but it looks like we've had to do a little replanting.
Yeah, there was a little bit that happened, and I'll say it's a combination of reasons. Some planter, field condition issues with the way the rains came. We had some wind blowouts that got replanted. We have some frost, actually. A few areas saw some frost and have a few replants. And we're not quite done yet. Talked to a few growers this morning, actually, evaluating their stands, and I think we'll see a few spots in fields get patched in. I don't expect at this point we're going to have full field replants at a wide scale, just those little spots here and there that growers don't want to look at bare all summer, so they'll go, stitch in a few beets and try and thicken that stand up.
Overall, are the beets pretty uniform, or do we have really some uneven regions when it comes to maturity here, the sugar beet so far?
I would say overall they're pretty good, Terry, but there's areas that are uneven, and I'll say they're uneven in two different ways. Some uneven stands where some beets got caught under a crust, and some of the growers I work with, seems like those were beets planted the 16th, 17th, 18th of April. That rain came just 3-4 days too late for them, and so some crusted beets thinned out that stand in spots. And then it seems like an uneven emergence, just again with some of the rain. Maybe a good stand in a field, but growers have 2- and 4-leaf beets next to some that just emerged 4 or 5 days ago. So we're seeing uneven in two ways. Thin in spots, but then also beets that came up at different times. So
the challenges for a farmer who's got uneven in one field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a challenge. Talked to a few growers about. We have going on across the company is timing on applications, especially these soil applied herbicides for resistant weeds. That crop stage is really important, and growers really have to spray that field based on the smallest beets in that field, not the biggest ones. So there's a number of cases where growers are waiting to make that herbicide application because the late emerging beets just aren't big enough to handle that yet. And we are much better safe than sorry on those, because that you can see some yield loss and some crop injury if growers get on those too soon.
Good advice. Kevin, always good to talk. You have a good one. We'll talk to you again. Well, next week, it won't be Monday, but we'll shoot for Tuesday, okay?
Okay, sounds good, Terry. I'll answer the phone when you call.
Fantastic. So have a happy Memorial Day weekend, okay?
Thank you. You too.
You bet. Kevin Messing, we'll be right back.
The weather has been very difficult to predict over the last year and a half, and many farmers have not had a chance to address soil health. Let's make this spring the start of something great. Your soil prep partner, Morgan Composting, can't control the weather, but they can save you time and money.
Your fields already have nutrients locked in the soil. Dairy Dew Layer manure-based compost blends naturally release these nutrients, improve the biology, and help with moisture retention. Get a custom Dairy Dew blend made for what your soils and crops need to maximize your dollars and prep your farm for a healthy and profitable growing season.
With granulated fertilizers and powerful liquid amendments too, save time by getting your entire fertility plan made in one place. Morgan Composting, serving Michigan farmers for more than 25 years. Call the soil health experts now at Morgan Composting, or visit dairydew.com to learn more.
Healthy plants come from healthy soil. Healthy soil comes from Dairy Dew.
Along with us, Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. And Jerry, a lot of folks got work done over the weekend.
It was a good weekend for work, Terry. You can work hard, and it's hard to work up a sweat. So, it's a lot of times people just say, oh, it's not a nice day, I'm not going to be outside and gardening. But, when you got time, and as long as it's not sopping wet, it's good to get it done. with this weather, though, Terry, I think we're going to see the grass doing very well for the next couple, 3-4 weeks. Grass doesn't like soil temps hot. So no matter what you do, and soil temperatures come up, grass roots will recede and slow down. So now is a good time to keep pushing your turf, keeping it going. That pushing it will help with weed suppression and mow it tall, and it will be happier for you to go. And then we talk about the annual plants. Some of the annual plants might just sit there and not do a lot for maybe about week 10 days from the look at the weather report. They want to be up in the 70s. So the turf grass and annuals are in complete opposites of one another. So the annuals might sit for a while and the grass is going to grow great.
All right. Talk to you tomorrow again, Jerry. Take care.
All right. Mm-hmm.
We'll be right back. At the Roosevelt House in Hemlock, loved ones no longer carry the weight of caregiving. They get to be the sons and the daughters again. Roosevelt House is a 20-bed private pay assisted living community nestled in the peaceful countryside and serving the farm communities of Hemlock, Merrill, and St. Charles, as well as Saginaw and Midland. It's worth the drive. A compassionate community that feels just like home. Located between Iva and Brennan, just 3 miles south of Gratiot. Call 642-HOME today. The Roosevelt House, where living well begins and family comes first. Freeland Bean and Grain's got a great selection of products from Sure Crop and Nature's that are going to help you increase your yields, Mr. Farmer. So it might be a great idea to work with them. Remember, serving you is their business. Freeland Bean and Grain, serving you since 1983. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem, brought to you by Euclid Avenue Coin in Bay City.